Hey guys, it's Unsecure Steve. In front of us today, what we have is this Toledo safety padlock. And if we take a look a little bit closer, it has the same body style, the same shackle style, and even pretty much the same keyway as one of these American 1100 series right here. So I'm going to assume that the Toledo is probably a distant relative of the 1100. So I was out searching around, specifically looking for American 1100s, and I checked like Staples, and I checked local hardware stores, and I checked Walmart, and I checked the Home Depot, and nowhere even had 1100s. But when I stumbled across this and I saw that it had the American lock core, I decided I'd get it because maybe it would be a fun pick. Maybe there'd be some security pins. This lock does come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Has the long shackle, the short shackle. Comes in green and blue and red and black, and you know, whatever color you want and whatever shackle you need for the application that you're going to use it on. So if we take a look at the key right here, we can tell by the dips that it has 6 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to go ahead and make sure that the key works nicely in the lock and the lock function perfect before we go ahead and pick it. But let's get to picking this thing and see what it's got. I'll be using a Covert Instruments turner, and I use these just because it's easier for left-handed people to top of the keyway tension and pick in hand. And I'll be using a Sparrows deep hook in 25 thousandths. I'll make sure I link the tools in the description for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Nothing on 1. Click on 2 and a little false set. Nothing on 3. Nothing on 4. Nothing on 5. And nothing on 6. We'll start back at the beginning. Click on 1 and that just pushed our false set a lot deeper. So I'm going to assume that there is some spools in here. Nothing on 2. 3 is binding. Some counter rotation. Ooh, click on 3. 4 is binding. Get some counter rotation on that. Click on 5. 6 is binding. A lot of counter rotation and a click. Let's start back at the beginning again. Nothing on 1. Nothing on 2, nothing on 3, nothing on 4. 5's binding again. Click on 5, and we have it open. So right off the bat, I'm going to assume that there's definitely some spools in here, which makes this lock a fun little lock to pick. So let's go ahead and we'll pop the shackle back open with the key in it. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is definitely a Phillips head screw. I don't like to carry screwdrivers, so I use my multi-tool whenever I can. This nice little handy dandy one I can fit right in my pocket. Take the Phillips screwdriver out. Since this is non-key retaining, we'll pop that out, makes it easier. Getting the faceplate off, it really sucks trying to get the faceplate off on key retaining cores. So yeah, you can pick these up at the Home Depot for around $12. And I would say that it has decent security because there's definitely some spools in there. The only downfall to this lock, and I'll show you in just a second when I get this core out, is that it can be bypassed. So if you look down in near the actuator, it's not protected, so you can get a bypass tool in there and bypass this lock fairly easy, which kind of makes the security pins null and void for somebody that's trying to break in. But let's go ahead and set all our parts off to the side because we're going to gut this core. See exactly what we got inside here. Get our Sparrows pinning tray, and if you guys haven't checked it out yet, we are giving a set of these away for somebody that is new to lockpicking and needs some tools. because we hit 100 subscribers. So alright, let's go ahead, and we have a little C-clip there that's retaining everything. I like to position that to the bottom, and then you can easily just pry it right off with your Sparrows gut tool, or any gut tool that you have. And I like to keep all my parts there. Now let's go ahead and we'll stuff the key in. I like to use core shims on these, especially when I'm not using the correct plug follower. This thing doesn't fit, it's actually just a marker. I don't have the right core, the right plug follower for it yet, but this works just perfect. We'll go ahead and we'll turn that a little bit, make sure our core shim is lined up. Follow that right through. Let's see what we got here in the key pins. So the core has no counter milling or nothing like that. It's pretty much just a standard core. Chamber number 1 has a serrated key pin. Chamber number 2 also has a serrated key pin. So it seems to be following the 1100 tactics as far as security goes, but I wasn't getting any extra clicks out of these, so they really weren't coming into play. Got another serrated key pin on 3. Standard key pin on 4. A serrated key pin on 5. And a standard on 6. Sorry, let's see what we got inside the for driver pins now. We got a standard on 1. Ooh. Kind of looks like a serrated on 2, but it's a weird serrated. Camera doesn't like to focus today. It's like a barrel shape with 2 little serrations. Let's see if we can get this to focus a little bit better. But I didn't even feel that come into play either. Got a spring popping out, 2 springs. Got a spool on 3. A spool on 4. Another spool on 5. And number 6 just fell out the back. And we got another spool on 6. So yeah, just like we thought. We had spools on 3, 4, 5, and 6. Which makes this lock a fun little lock to pick, that's for sure. See what we got for springs. They all look like pretty standard springs to me. Don't want you getting mixed up in there, buddy. But yeah, they all look like pretty standard pins. Looks like a pretty standard American 1100 core. In just a different housing. I mean, it's actually the same exact housing. It can be bypassed the same way, just has a different name, and it's like $10 cheaper. And you can find them right at the Home Depot instead of ordering online or something. But anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on my first pick and gut video on the channel. If you guys have any questions or feedback, make sure to drop it in the comments. And if you guys like this video, hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. And always remember, if you can't be good, then be good at it.